Rated M for mature.
Don't let your kids watch it!
There's one more set of tips after this. June 1983. There has been a series of disappearances in Hinamizawa Village, Shishibone City, Redacted Prefecture. The suspect is Mion Sonozaki, 1 redacted years old. You really can't say that she's like 17 or whatever. Allegedly, she abducted, imprisoned, and killed 5 Hinamizawan residents, Oryo Sonozaki, Shion Sonozaki, Kichiro Kimiyoshi, Rika Furude, and Satoko Hojo, between June 19th and the 21st. Didn't we see this in the bad ending? Preliminary investigations on the incident were delayed at the time due to insufficient evidence, but by chance the case was solved rather abruptly. On the morning of the 22nd, a vehicle patrolling the Sonozaki property heard screams from inside and rushed in as an emergency measure. They secured the suspect's missing younger sister, Shion Sonozaki, and her 2 missing classmates, Keiichi Maebara and Reina Ryugu. The suspect fled the scene. We found hair, pieces of skin, and blood of the 4 missing people, Oryo Sonozaki, Kichiro Kimiyoshi, Rika Furude, and Satoko Hojo in the torture room that was discovered in the basement of the outbuilding on the Sonozaki family property. Supposedly, that's where they were killed. We concluded that the victims were tortured in that torture room. However, their remains have still not been found. Technically, Rika was not tortured within there. Neither was Oreo. According to one of her imprisoned classmates' advice, the bodies should be somewhere in the basement of the outbuilding where the torture took place. However, nothing has been uncovered as of yet, including the escape route that the suspect took. In addition, investigations continue regarding any possible connection to the series of mysterious deaths in recent years. But no evidence that Mion Sonozaki was involved either directly or indirectly has been found. There are still many unclear points as to the motive behind the incident, and as those of the Sonozaki family and the residents of Hinamizawa have been extremely uncooperative in assisting us, we expect to require a long time to clarify them. The opinion of a local officer knowledgeable about the region is that this may have been a lynching, an internal form of punishing sacrilegious acts carried out against the beliefs of Hinamizawa Village. It is clear that these incidents are particularly rooted in this region, and the Prefectural Police Department has ordered a cautious investigation. We anticipated gaining valuable clues from the missing person believed to have been imprisoned for the longest time, Shion Sonozaki, the suspect's younger sister, actually the bad guy. However, the incident has left such a serious mental after effects that she has not been in a state of mind to properly answer any questions about what she knows. The psychiatrist concluded that she is in a temporary state of shock, but as of today, she has yet to show any improvement. Uh-oh. Photo negative room. We crazy already. I was acting at first. It was just an act to avoid being interrogated by the police. As it turns out, though, fake insanity can become real. You see, I couldn't bear it any longer. I continued to be haunted by the presence of Rena Ryugu had talked about. It was so close that it could almost touch my back. It wasn't Satoshi-kun, and it wasn't a hallucination. Are you sure about that? It had become Shion's ghost. Shion didn't go to heaven after all. She was always by my side instead. Shion didn't like the fact that I was still alive when she wasn't. So she had decided to haunt me until she witnessed my death. Honestly, that would be completely understandable, but I actually don't think that that's the case. I think you're just crazy. Every night she whispered to me, telling me to die. I get it. I get it! I shouted at the Shion in my back. Through my mouth, she shouted back at me. It must look odd to other people. They'd think I was arguing with myself. That's 'cause you are. It's not fair. Why are you still living, sis? Die, die, die already! You said you'd die right after you killed me. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. It's so dark and cold in this well. It's cold. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Okay, I get it. I get it! Shut up! What exactly do you think, sis? You won't die in the way you want to. You're just running away. You're trying to survive, even after all you did after you did all those horrible things. You'll never be forgiven. You're cursed. You're cursed. You're destined to die.
やかましいよ、シオン。亡霊のくせにやかましい、やかましい。
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, I think you might be schizophrenic at this point.
おねえおねえ
Wow, we actually are getting Mion's acting too.
クソ誰が
I have to wonder what Kasai is thinking of this particular situation right here.
消え失せやがれ
You felt like this is what Keiichi thought was going on in chapter 2. Apparently this is what actually was going on.
ミオンはずるいミオンだけずるい姉妹はいつも一緒死んでも一緒だからミオンほら迎えに来たんだよミオン
The real victim in all of this is the teddy bear, who has to watch this every day. Shion banged on the door. That noise is too loud! It's cracking my ears and my head open! Shion's trying to break in. Oh shit, alright Shion, I get it. The perfect way for me to die is to be cursed to death by you, isn't it? But I won't be going so easily. Well, we knew she was unwell the instant she started seeing everything in photo negative. Normally this is just a temporary effect to let you know, oh man, something serious is going on. But no, she just sees the world in photo negative now. She is on some... She's either... Well, no, she's definitely seriously mentally unwell. But she might be on some kind of hallucinogen, too. I won't simply disappear. It wouldn't be fair if your beloved was left alive after all. I think Shion may have bought the wrong kind of mushrooms for the stir-fry tonight. I went out to the balcony to avoid Shion, who was on the other side of the door. If I jump over the railing to the neighboring apartment, I could reach the fire escape. Oh, is this how you die? Eat shit, Shion! I leaned over the railing and jumped to the balcony next door. Then I rushed down the stairs, noiseless as a cat. It was then that I realized that this is not Mario, and I'm not as good at jumping as I thought. Shion was too stupid to realize that I escaped. It wouldn't take too long to get to Keiichi's house on a motorcycle. Shion must believe that I'm still in that room. She's so stupid! Wow, she actually did get to the fire escape. I thought she was going to be dead. Kasai probably knows she's mentally unstable and just waits until she calms down. You'd think he would get her some kind of mental help. Or I guess this was the 80s. Maybe mental help doesn't really exist. You know, we should bring back the insane asylums. I think that would do a lot of good. Soon enough, I could see the Maebara mansion. I'd never seen it before, but I'd heard a great deal about it from Shion. She told me that Keiichi's room is on the 2nd floor. I should wake him up. Throw a stone! I threw a couple of stones at the window, and shortly thereafter the light turned on and the window opened. I saw Keiichi there. This is where Keiichi does the stupidest thing any person in a fictional story has ever done. The moment I saw him, my madness cooled off for a while. Even from here, I could tell that Keiichi was running down the stairs. He showed up quickly. Alright, no. Keiichi, you are stupid enough that we have to have derpy original Keiichi here. With a doll in his hand. I felt depressed to see it. It was the doll he failed to give to Shion. It isn't fair after all, Shion. I'm so jealous, Kei-chan. I want to receive the doll from Sajishi-kun too! That's why I have to stab you!
Mio!
お久しぶりどう
This is inexcusably dumb. You see the person who is about to torture you outside your house in the middle of the night on a motorcycle, throwing rocks at your window, and instead of calling the cops, telling your parents, ducking under in like a secret place and pulling out your concealed carry pistol, you decide, nah, I'm gonna run out and greet her. She's definitely still my friend.
元気にしてた
Despite the burning insanity within me, I spoke to him calmly. Ah, it's true. My body is controlled by the demon now. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here this late. Yeah.
お前こんなところをうろついてて大丈夫なのか
No!
本当はいけないよ
それよりどうしたんだよ
Oh, so much, Keiichi!
こんな時間に
最後にお話ししたかったから
You are so stupid! You are so dumb! I feel horribly sleepy. I feel horribly in pain. Maybe it's more like fainting due to loss of blood. Yeah, that sensation is proof that the insanity is swallowing me.
私ね
As well as the fact that you're laughing in your thoughts. Most people laugh out loud.
もう
You're the only one who's actually laughing
ここには
in your thoughts.
いられない
You don't say. Don't mind me. I'm just preemptively getting a certain sound effect ready on standby. Okay, we'll get back to that later.
大丈夫か？どこか具合でも。
今日まで頑張ってきたけど自分でわかるの。
You don't want to victim blame, but okay. Obviously, if a crime happens to you, it's the criminal's fault. Having said that, there are definitely things you could do to minimize your chances of being the victim of a crime. And there are definitely things that you do, if you do, yeah, you can't really be surprised if something bad happens to you, right? Like, if you never look both ways before crossing the street, you're probably gonna get hit by a car. Right? If you blatantly walk around, like, a dangerous, sketchy neighborhood while flaunting $100 bills and counting them, and, like, gold coins and stuff, wow, you know, you might not want to be surprised if you get robbed. And similarly, if you see your best friend who's a serial killer and a torturer come to your house late at night, and you just go out and greet her without telling anybody or taking any weapons, you really can't be surprised if you get shivved, right? Like, I'm not saying that Shion's not to blame, but it's gonna be real hard for me to feel sympathy for Keiichi right here.
もうダメ。もう限界。私のお迎えはもうすぐ後ろまで来てる。
Well, Keiichi's nutty brain, surely. When Keiichi gets a nutty brain, in Chapter 1, he basically just became insanely paranoid. And honestly, for good reason, as it turns out. And in Chapter 3, he just became convinced he had the power to kill people just by, like, making prophecies. Which, given everything that happened, it's hard not to blame him for. When Shion is nutty, like, to this extent, it literally looks like you're seeing a severely mentally disturbed person just, like, living their life. And it's deeply uncomfortable, yeah. I won't get to decide how I die. Shion won't allow me to. No wonder. I dropped her down the well. It wasn't only her. None of the people I killed chose to die how they did. Considering that, debating how I'll die must seem like a luxurious concern to the dead. See, this is your cue to run, Keiichi? This did not happen. This did not happen in Chapter 2. I would have remembered her just insanely laughing prior to shivving us, right?
大丈夫かよ？
Also, where does she get the shiv?
もう無理するな。
Wait, what am I asking? She has a Yakuza guy living next door.
あ、そうだ。俺ミオに。
I'll kill him, I'll kill him, I'll kill him, I'll kill him, kill him, I'll avenge Sachiko's death. I'll avenge his death. This guy is Shion's beloved. I hate her. I'll kill him and teach her a lesson. Eat this. While gravity's pull spun around me, I realized that I had stabbed him with a knife. Wow, you just realized you just happened to do that. This part I remember.
間に合った
I made it before Shion killed me. I got back at her. Yeah, take that, Shion. Keiichi rolled on the ground, clutching his stomach. That was a laugh from the gut.
私が殺したやつはこれです。
Rena's like, should I be offended or happy that she never wanted to kill me? And that's when Keiichi's parents woke up. Yeah, I did it! I did it. I avenged your death, Satoshi-kun. Don't you love me for it? Would you stroke my head? That's how you just sound all the time now, Shion. Yes, this is all a bad dream. After all, I was just in my room like this, suffering from nightmares of Shion. But where was I now? Paranoid Keiichi is more competent than trusting Keiichi. Way more. Way more. I had been standing on my apartment's fire escape, alone. I could still recall that dream. Yes, I had stepped out onto the veranda. My front door was still locked, so I had to climb through the veranda again. Satoshi, who even is this dude? Yeah, I know. Why did you kill this dude that I literally never even met? Whoa. My foot had slipped, and then I felt a floating sensation. After that, a sharp, indescribable pain ran through my head. That incredible pain finally cleared the fog away from my nightmare. Oh! Farts! I just slipped from the fire escape as I tried to return to my balcony, and fell onto the roof jutting out from the elevator hall 2 or 3 floors down. That's how she dies? Come on! She did deserve a bit more of a painful death than that. Well, you know what they say. What just happened right there? Thank you, iTunes. Thank you for automatically playing the next song when I didn't want you to. Well, guess that's how it is. She just slips and falls to her death. This is as disappointing as the ending to Matameo. My room is on the 8th floor. I wasn't expecting to get caught up here. When I fell, my head landed right onto the concrete corner, and I could feel both enormous pain and the warm blood dripping out. I felt strangely calm. I could sense the demon, Shion's ghost, or my grudge. I just felt like a baby. The nothingness brought me peace. All my memories from when I was born and named Mion up until today came to my mind. I recalled memories of the time I'd spent with Satoshi-kun for 2 weeks. Tears rolled down my cheeks. Where did I go wrong? You're asking that now? After you tortured like 18 people? Where did you go wrong? Well, I just don't know. I can't think of a single mistake you made at any point during this entire game. Where was it? Let me ask you, folks. Where do you think she went wrong? Where could it have been? Was it when she became super obsessed with a kid that she knew for 2 weeks? Maybe. Was it perhaps when she started beating up a 10-year-old abuse victim because they was victim blaming? Maybe it was the time that she decided to just draw her sister's, crush into the sacred chamber as a dare, even though she knew it was bad, and then just totally sold him out afterwards. Maybe it was when she killed her grandma, or imprisoned her sister, or crucified her friend, or tortured her, the guy, her grandpa, basically? I don't think any of those were mistakes, huh? Ye Lord. A chess beginner once lost to a grandmaster and asked, where did I go wrong? He explained, you went wrong when you sat down to play. Yeah, maybe. When in my life did I make the wrong choice? Every step. I do know just where and when that was, because Satoshi-kun reminded me. I'll leave Satoko to you. You made quite a few mistakes before that. Shion, you really did. You really screwed the pooch. Although, prior to this moment, you did not do anything that was irrevocably or irredeemably bad. But after this is when you went full yandere torturer. You never go full yandere or full torturer. Sure, I believe you'll return. I'll be waiting for you. I'll take care of Satoko. I'll wait for you with her. We'll be good girls. You left your precious sister to me, and nobody else. I guess I didn't get the significance of what you said. But I'll be fine this time. I love you, Satoshi-kun. And he hates you for everything you've done. Satoko, I'm sorry. I don't think you are. You are not sorry for what you did to her. You're just sorry that you forgot Satoshi's promise. You don't care about her at all. You only care... And in fact, you don't even care about Satoshi either. You care about the idea of Satoshi. I'm sorry, everybody. No, you're not. Shion, I'm really sorry. No, you're not. Could I repay everything with my death? Nope. No way, right? That's not how it should be done. I wanted Satoshi-kun to stroke my head one more time. I wanted to hear him mumble one more time. I knew it was too much to ask. And so, I had no other regrets. That brought an end to my apologies. Don't apologize to Keiichi or Reno or your grandma or, anything like that. No. This is disgusting. I rolled over, sending myself falling to the ground. Head first. I hoped my head would crack open, to take me to the hell I deserved. I was just a demon. I belonged in hell. Why was I born? Why did this world give birth to me? I shouldn't have been born. I wouldn't have had to suffer if I hadn't been. What was the meaning of my meaningless life? If I wasn't born, nobody would have had to suffer. Thank you for treating me kindly, even though I was like this. Thank you for teaching me love, even though I was like this. Even though I was like this. Even though... I'm really sorry, everybody. I really am. I'm sorry. If Satoshi-kun could give me another chance, I wouldn't make the same mistake again. Never again. Here comes the ground. Bye. I love you. Splat! I wish so...
今日までの出来事が
Thanks for interrupting
すべ
me.
て夢だ
You
ったら
had to
い
be a
いの
jerk
に
one
なっ
last
て
time, didn't you,
何度
Shion?
も思った。だから書いてみた。書いて夢になると信じて。ほら、よく漫画の中にあるじゃない？私の目の前に食べきれないほどのお菓子が積み上げてあって、それに手を伸ばし、まさに食らいつこうというところで、無粋に起こされて目を覚ますの。それは、とてつもなく長い夢で、私は1年以上も眠っていたことになる。そう。私は、監督の野球チームの試合の後、有頂天に駆け出して、赤信号の横断歩道
Look
に
at
踊り
this.
出して、
She's just pretending that all the
バイクには
horrible
ねられ
things
てしまった。
she did never actually
それ
happened.
で、ずっと1年以上も意識が戻らなくて、ようやく目が覚める
So
の。
this does confirm what I thought at the end of chapter 2, that Keiichi was just
まぶたを開け
hallucinating
た
her
時、
coming into the hospital room
そこには
and nailing his hand
病
down.
院の天井が飛び込んでくる。それからずっと看病しててくれたサトシくんが覗き込んでくれてさすがにこれはできすぎか。でもいいよね。そういうことにしてもいいよね。生まれてきてごめんなさい。
Don't be sorry that you were born. Show regret for the actual murder you carried out. Breakdown of all the persons involved with or linked to the series of deaths in Hinamizawa. Tamae Hojo died via homicide by blunt trauma within the village on June 20th, 1982. Case closed. Satoshi Hojo, believed to have disappeared from the village on June 24th, 1982. Whereabouts unknown. Jiro Tomatake, believed to have committed suicide on June 19th, 1983. Death resembles that of Rika Furude on June 22nd. Investigation ongoing. Suicide? I don't think so. Mio Takano, death by strangulation in the mountains of the Gifu Prefecture on June 19th, 1983. Corpse was found incinerated. Investigation ongoing. But she faked her death. Oryo Sonozaki, murdered by Shion Sonozaki on June 20th, 1983. Cause of death believed to have been shock induced by the stun gun. Violently abused postmortem. Head shows sign of extreme laceration. Rika Furude, believed to have been murdered by Shion Sonozaki on the 22nd, 1983. Cause of death was shock due to extreme hemorrhaging caused by lacerations to the throat. Death resembles that of Jiro Tomatake's on the 19th. Investigation ongoing. Kishiro Kimiyoshi, murdered by Shion Sonozaki on June 22nd, 1983. Cause of death was a ligature strangulation induced by restraints. Satoko Hojo, murdered by Shion Sonozaki on June 22nd, 1983. Cause of death is shock due to hemorrhaging induced by multiple penetration wounds. Mion Sonozaki, murdered by Shion Sonozaki on June 22nd, 1983. Cause of death is severe trauma due to impact after falling down a vertical tunnel. Keiichi Maibara, stabbed by Shion Sonozaki on June 30th, 1983. Victim was severely injured but is recuperating in the hospital. Rain Under Yugu, last accounted for in 2004, currently resides in Shishibone City. At least she had a happy ending. Karado Oishi, last accounted for in 2004, currently resides in Hokkaido. Tetsuya Kumage, last accounted for in 2004, currently resides in Shishibone City. Iri Kiyosuke, last accounted for in 2004, address unknown. So he didn't die in this one. Tatsuyoshi Kasai died of liver cancer in 2002. Ichiro Maibara, last accounted for in 2004, resides in Tokyo. Aiko Maibara in Tokyo, 2004. Daiki Tomita, 2004, in Shishibone City. Suguru Okamura, in 2004, he's in Tokyo. Teacher, she's in 2004, she's in Tokyo. Cool, I can see her. Koyochi Kameda, 2004 in Tokyo. Teppei Hojo, doggone it, he's still doing oh well. Darn it. Keiichi Maibara died in Tokyo Hospital on July 3rd, 1983. Cause of death is acute heart failure. Oh, he had a heart attack at the end of chapter 2? When he hallucinated that? Is that how that happened? Shion Sonozaki died on June 30th, 1983. Cause of death is severe trauma due to impact after falling from the balcony of her apartment. The suspect for serial murders, which began on June 20th, 1983, fell to her death from the balcony of her apartment, which she hastily rented to conceal her identity. Now, she'd been there for a while. Following her death, police filed charges against her for the 5 murders, which began with Oryo Sonozaki. Shion could have been redeemable before she started killing everyone. I agree. She could have been redeemable after starting to kill people, too. She just, you know, was a terrible person. Hold on, Keiichi. I have to scroll up and read chat again. No matter how unjustifiable her actions were, I consider this all a tragedy. It was all preventable. She just learned to look outside her pain. If she learned to understand someone else's pain, too. I'm not sure if she's capable of that, though. Okay. She was either born a psychopath or she became a sociopath after her terrible upbringing. I don't know which one it is, but either way, she was narcissistic, so I really don't see her getting to that point. Yeah. Rena lived, but all of her friends are dead. Well, I didn't know Keiichi. Well, I guess I did, because chapter 2, he died. Well, we didn't actually know that. He could have just been hallucinating that. Who was Kasai again? Oh, yeah, Kasai. Duh! Idiot. The freaking uncle is still alive. There is no justice. To be fair, well, no, the uncle did still do terrible things in this chapter as well. So, just not as bad as in chapter 3.
そらレナ、机をくっつけろ。
今日はレナのお弁当はミートボールなんだよ。
Is that like a Japanese delicacy?
おお、そりゃいいね。おじさんもぜひいただくよ。
Yeah, see, she always says, this old man, he played shoes.
ほら、リカ
He
ちゃん、
played
机
shoes
つけ。
and drank Mountain Dew,
くっつけるのですよ。ペター。残念なことにミートボールは私も大好物でございましたよ。皆さんに一口でも口に入るとは思わ
It's
ないこと
her
でしたよ。
lunch, Satoko.
残念。そう
Yeah,
はい
what
か
are
な
you
いです、
doing
サト
here?
コ。
Why are you here?
明らかに野菜不足のサトコには特別にかぼちゃ弁当を用意さ
Also,
せ
this
て
is
も
the
らい
first
ま
time
した。
seen Shion in this outfit. Shion has to wear the shorter skirt, of course. Ah! No, that looks kind of derpy. Then again, welcome to the OG art style.
うわ、そりゃいじめだぞ、シオン。
Yeah, Mion is,
うわ
well,
かぼちゃは嫌ですの。
everyone was a victim in this one. Except for one person. Wonder who that was. There are worse vegetables than squash, Satoko.
ほら、そのかぼちゃ嫌いはダメです。かぼちゃはですね、栄養価にとても優れているんです。
Is this what Shion was imagining her life should have been like?
育ち盛りのサトコは特に栄養に気を使わないといけないんですよ。私の目の黒いうちは変色は認めないので、その覚悟でお願いします。
So this is, I guess, the ending that should have happened if she had actually kept her promise to Satoshi. Doesn't seem likely though, because they're on too good terms. Even before that promise, she still like beat up Satoko in class. So I feel like that would not have. This is what Shion could have been to Satoko. Yeah, if she wasn't such a witch with a capital B.
ほらほら、みんなもどうぞどうぞ。ホコホコのかぼちゃって甘くて美味しいんですよ。もにゅもにゅ。さとこ、これなら甘くて美味しいのですよ。
お、確かにこりゃいけるな。かぼちゃの甘みが嫌味なく、それでいて絶妙で。さとこ、お前は食うな、もったいない。
なんですって？かぼちゃは嫌いですけど、言い方が気に入りませんわ。そら言った言った。一口にガバッと言ってみなよ。ほらね、美味しいでしょ？ まあ食べれなくもないですわね。
Let's go. Not bad is sometimes the best you can hope for.
当たり前です。さとこがかぼちゃ嫌いを克服できるように日夜研究してますので。さて、この調子で今年中にナス、ピーマン、アスパラガスと制覇してい
Eggplants
きま
and
しょう。
green peppers I get, but asparagus? What's wrong with asparagus?
冗談はごめんですわ。私が沖宮の学校に転校しましてよ。ダメです。サトシ君から頼まれている以上、健康管理は私の担当です。不摂生も許しませんから、そのつもりで。シオンさん嫌い。かぼちゃ嫌。
Yeah, right. That's not ever happening. Higurashi when they cry. More like when Satoko cries. The scenario jump mode has been unlocked. You can replay any scenario you've completed before from the start menu. Hang on, we still have more tips to read. The tips reading room has been unlocked. You can now read the tips you've obtained so far. To view them, select Extra on the title menu and pick the Read All Tips option. I thought we already read them all, unless... The staff room has been unlocked. This is a thank you extra message for the purchasing the game. To go there, collect extra. Okay, cool. There we go! New tips unlocked. Happy Diary and Disowned. Oof. Revelation reached an epiphany at the end of it all. There was no epiphany. Oh, you're not letting me read the tips right now? I have to go to the extra menu to read them. View tips. Alright, we have a Happy Diary and Disowned. Oh, whoa. Wait, who are the new characters?
ええ、葛西氏が踏み込んだ時には室内は無人でベランダへの窓が開きっぱなし。その時が飛び降り時刻です。それでその真下の5階エレベーターフロアの屋根に一度落ちて脳震盪。そのしばらく後に横に転がって再落下、死亡。葛西氏が飛び降りを疑って地上を調べた時に遺体が見つからなかったのは、この時点ではエレベーターフロアの屋根の上で混沌中だったからです。前原圭一が刺されたのはほぼ同じ頃。その頃には園崎シオンはすでに飛び降りていて、屋根の上で脳震盪中？
違いますね。ベランダから抜け出して前原圭一を刺してベランダへまた戻るときに誤って落下じゃないかな。悪いけど周辺の部屋のベランダとかも調べ直してください。
おいさん、3番にお電話です。
はいはい、どちら様から？
佐藤と伝えればわかるとか、合言葉は論と言えと。
なもしもし。ああ、佐藤さんですか。こっちへ電話ということはいい知らせでしょうね。
An informant got in contact with me and you were right after all.
ありがとうございます。今度フラワーロードで一杯おごりますよ。
なんです今の電話？麻雀の誘いですか？
Is this about Takano faking her death? Because this chapter 2 was where Uesugi discovered that and revealed it to Keiichi, but at that point he was kind of too far gone.
ビンゴ。園崎姉妹は逆なんです。ミオンがシオンでシオンがミオン。入れ墨入れるときに間違って逆にやっちゃって取り返しがつかなくなったらしい。だからこのノートのミオンとシオンは逆に読むんです。それでならサトシ君とシオンさん、いやミオンさん、ややこしいな。の関係が理解できる。
ノートって先日の大石さん宛てと書かれて郵便ポストに投函されてたっていう買いノートのことですか？ 中身はめちゃくちゃで捜査か乱の恐れありって言いませんでしたっけ？
もちろん名前の入れ替えが分かったところでか乱の息を出ませんがね。このノートどこまで信じていいのやら。もし本当ならフルデリカの死のあたりが怪しすぎるからな。
That's true. That's a weird one.
異常者の日記ですよ。
True.
読んでるとこっちまで変になりそうです。
I mean, nothing that he said is wrong.
最後のページの生まれてきてごめんなさいなんて読んでるとこっちまで飛び降りたくなりますよ。
Oh, that is the best line in the entire chapter right there. Wow. Yes, that is exactly how I feel. He's like, wow, she's really trying to throw a pity party here. No, I don't feel bad for you for after all the people you tortured.
でも幸せな日記じゃないですか。
It's a happy little diary.
幸せですか？
この日記だけでサトシ君って名前何回くらい出てくると思います？シオンさんは
No.
本当にサトシ
She
君のこと
didn't
が好
actually
きだ
care
ったん
about
だな
him.
って。
She only cared about the idea of somebody caring about her. Satoshi barely even knew Shion at all.
その好きというのがね、若さゆえの勘違いでずれちゃって。
It was more than a few mistakes.
Kumagai with the roast of a century. I love it. All right, let's go. Disowned.
ねえ、教えてよ
So that's her
母さん。
mom.
鬼ババとどういう喧嘩をしたわけ？
Well, dang. Her mom looking fine. But also, she married a Yakuza. She got bad taste. Ew. Okay, he looks terrible. She actually doesn't look that bad in the OG art style. But why is she giving us seductive looks right here? Oh, okay. Blockhead over here. Actually, she looks pretty consistent throughout the 3 different ones. She actually looks less seductive in the remake. We're going remake art style.
感動されるなんてよっぽどだったわけでしょ？
Yeah, that's right. She did get disowned.
お前もくだらないことに興味が尽きないね。ま、そろそろ話してもわからない年じゃないか。実はね、父さんと結婚したいって言ったらね、
I mean,
ダメだって言われちゃったのよ。
your dad was a Yakuza guy. So honestly, Granny with a based take. Grandma had at least had one based take.
何それ？
私も当時はだいぶ社内生き方してて呆れられててね。
Only back then.
その挙句連れてきた男が人形者だったわけでしょ。そりゃ大喧嘩よ。
But she apparently has no problem with people thinking badly of the family. You'd think she would love that. Like, oh man, we have a Yakuza in the family. People will fear me more. Yeah, this is great. No, she's like, no daughter of mine is marrying the Yakuza. This is a terrible idea.
いい名付けは当主が決めるなんて言われて、そんなの知ったこっかい、こんなクソババア、この場で切り伏せたらって大立ち回りよ。
Isn't that so? She only has one expression in the OG. It's like, ugh. She's like, bleh, I hate her. Wow.
互いに板の間の日本刀抜いてちゃんちゃんバラバラ。
Did you actually? This is a very unhealthy family dynamic.
鬼ババと盾を演じたわけ？母さんやるね。
まあね、母さんこう見えても若い頃は武闘派だし。
I like the kimono she's wearing though.
互いに剣道有段だからそりゃあド派手だったわよ。
Why is she only getting a sprite at the very end though? You'd think the mom would have played more of a role in this story.
周りはおろおろ。面白かった。
なるほどね。その騒ぎのせいで感動されたわけ？
そうよ。感動上等。遠慮なく感動もらって父さんと籍を入れたわよ。
Rebelling as Granny runs in the family, and maybe because Granny is kind of a not great person. Even if she's not behind all these deaths, she's still done some pretty terrible things.
ま、けじめってことで爪を剥がされたけどね。
What is with this family and tearing fingernails out? This is terrible.
ほら、左手の爪だけいびつでしょ。
うわー。それで鬼ババと母さんは ずっと仲が悪い
Is
わ
this
け
like a
だね。
family tradition at this point? Like, before you become of age, you have to tear out your fingernails. I do not like the Sonozaki family at all.
シオン、本当はね、私と鬼ババ様はちゃんと仲がいいんだよ。
What?
嘘だ
鬼ババ様には面倒な世間体があるからね。一度でも感動した以上、甘くすると示しがつかないし。
Why does she have to maintain the reputation and the culture and stuff? She's the one in charge. She can make the changes. She can be the one who's like, hey, I think it's kind of barbaric that we force people to rip out their fingernails. We're not doing that anymore. What are you gonna do about it? If you object, she can make you rip out your fingernails. And then you'll be like, actually, wait, I agree, we shouldn't do this.
だから私も親類会議とかではおとなしく引っ込んでるけど、たまに遊びに行ってのんびりお茶とか飲んでるよ。
嘘だ
実はね、内緒よ。鬼ババ様もね、その昔けじめで爪を
Then
剥い
why
た
is
こ
she
とある
making
んだ
other
ってよ。
people do it?
今度会ったら左手の爪をよく見てごらん。
ひえ鬼ババは何をやったわけ？
そうね。母さんは知らない。
あ、その顔は知ってるな。教えてよ。
This is to remind us that yes, it could have been possible for Shion to date Satoshi. Well, they did a really crappy job of explaining that to her. Nope, this all. My gosh. Ah! This is borderline idiot plot. Detective Mikashi read all of the tips in Mikashi. That is me. I feel like pretty much the entire plot could have been avoided if the family just didn't suck. Then again, I'm a pretty black and white person. I'm like, this is stupid. You should have done this, and you put everyone for all this pain because you didn't do this. Idiots.